All right. Oh boy, let's see. I think my microphone is working, picking up. Let's see. Oh, no wonder the volume's down low. I guess I'm not talking loud enough. We'll see how this goes in post. I think there's a, Hun?
Yeah, check the volume control on those.
Which one? Oh, volume, yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be in shot for a bit.
Yes.
Yeah, make sure they're all the way to the right. That's as
Both
far as
of
they
them?
can go.
Let's see. That's a bit better.
Yeah.
I don't need it to be like booming or anything, but I think this will pick up on later. The important thing is that the mic is working and YouTube registered it. So, yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to just whatever this is going to be. For those of you who might not be aware, hi, my name is Helen. If you clicked on this because Golden Globe nominations is in the title and you want even more hot takes, you've come to the right place. Unfortunately, though, I may not be able to offer as many opinions as you would like, but we'll get to that in a minute. So one reason why I'm doing this live stream is, one, I love talking about award season. If you'll notice, in the past, I've done various Academy Awards nominations, reactions, videos. Haven't done those in a while. They're a little bit of a pain to edit. And then, making sure I'm awake in time. Although that doesn't an issue anymore because I live in the UK and it happens in the afternoon. So, yeah. Yes. There isn't going to be a main channel video this week. If you want to know why, it's nothing serious or anything, but I, of course, have other responsibilities aside from this channel, and that kind of took precedence last week. And I didn't have time to write a review that I was going to be super proud of. And because these are very educational / academic videos, I want to be able to make sure that I have all my ducks in a row. So you will be getting that video next week. I'm not going to reveal what it is yet because my patrons do not know yet, and they will be the ones to know first, which, by the way, if you have not gone to my Patreon yet, you definitely should. There's a lot of cool stuff there. You get access to my reviews and other videos a day early. You can help me choose the films that I review for Women in Film Reviews. You get monthly movie commentaries by me and Tim, who you just saw just a second ago. This week, we actually uploaded one for La La Land that I'm actually quite proud of. We touched on some of our changing opinions about the film over the years, and also some of our experience and opinions on trying to, quote unquote, make it in the industry and what this movie gets right and wrong about it. In addition to everything else, you get updates. And if you become a patron, you also get a shout out in all my Women in Film reviews. So if any of that sounds wonderful to you, I'm going to pop a link to my Patreon in the live chat here. You can go over and support me for £5 a month. That covers the cost of a rental to, sit and watch a movie that you would like me to review. That would open up some doors for me. And oh boy, are there a lot of movies that I want to watch right now. Maybe not that $5 would cover, but we'll get to that right now. So, as you are probably aware, Golden Globe nominations came out this morning or afternoon, I guess, UK time. And the Globes are always interesting, is the word I will use. The HFPA is, of course, made up of like 80 people whose studios bribe each year. It happens. There's a million of controversies around that. And usually the nominees and winners don't typically make a lot of sense. And there is certainly some of that in this year's batch. So, just to go through the big categories, movie and TV wise, for Best Motion Picture Drama, we have The Father, Mank, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman and The Trial of the Chicago 7. On the musical or comedy side, we have Borat's subsequent movie film, Hamilton, Music, Palm Springs, and The Prom. I'm letting my opinions get known right away. Thanks, face. Let's go to the TV series, which for once I probably have more of an opinion on than I have the films right now. We'll get to that. For TV series drama, we have The Crown, Lovecraft Country, The Mandalorian, Ozark, and Ratched. And musical or comedy, we have Emily in Paris, The Flight Attendant, The Great, Schitt's Creek, and Ted Lasso. And yeah, you know what? I'll talk about. I'll list the miniseries and television film because it'll be relevant. We have Normal People, The Queen's Gambit, I think printed weird, Small Axe, The Undoing, and Unorthodox. So as I say, TV, so we're going to go over the stuff that I have watched. I have seen The Crown. I watched that over the course of December, thereabouts. I've seen bits and pieces of The Mandalorian. That wasn't really my thing, but Tim has been watching it in the background, and I've been mildly interested in a few things. I say I know more about TV, but I haven't seen anything on the comedy side. Anything else? I guess not. Wow, I'm terrible. I'm awful. So let's see. Film. I have a bit more of excuse as to why I haven't seen more of the movies on this list. And really, the only one of the 10 nominated for Best Motion Picture, like in either of the categories, is actually Hamilton, of course, on Disney+. So part of this is I'm still hung up on the fact of not having a cinema to go see any of these in, and I wish I could because cinemas are great and I love them, but that doesn't really give me much of an excuse for not being able to watch the films that readily are available on demand, particularly Mank, Trial of the Chicago 7, Borat, and The Prom, which are all available to stream right now in like overall. And there's some other movies on this list that I actually cannot watch right now because I live in the UK and I don't like that in a world where cinemas aren't open. I don't like that a lot of the films that I really do want to see were made available in the US like a month prior to the British release. It really doesn't make a difference. And that really applies mostly to Promising Young Woman, which I have been hearing about for ages. Of course, it was supposed to come out in April last year. Jesus, Helen, you should have got some water with you. A couple movies I have seen that aren't in the main. Thanks, dear. In the main categories, I have seen Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I loved every second of it. The performances in it are just amazing. I hope Chadwick Boseman wins every acting category for this. Yeah, I mean, I really liked it. And of course, Viola Davis is amazing in it. And the music is great too. Everyone in that movie is just so great. Thanks, hon. He got me some squash. So some things that are kind of notable. Well, we do have to talk about the director category because the 5 people that are up for this category are Emerald Fennell, I think is her name. Because like Brady Tennell and whatnot. Anyways, for Promising Young Woman, David Fincher for Mank, Regina King for One Night in Miami, which I do have streaming access to, and I will probably start a Prime free trial very soon so I can watch the things available on there. I think Promising Young Woman is going to be there too, so I may wait for that. Aaron Sorkin, Trial of the Chicago 7, and Chloe Zhao for Nomadland. And the reason that I'm super excited about this category is we have 3 women nominated. Oh, God, I'm so excited. And I mean, it's the Globes. It doesn't mean much in the way of things in terms of predicting like Oscar buzz because, an awards body of 80 people versus an awards body of 8,000, you just don't know. But truly, if you looked and paid attention to the awards conversation, especially in the last couple of months, aside from Mank and Trial of the Chicago 7, it has mostly been these amazing women-directed features, and all 3 of them are here nominated, which I absolutely love. And of course, there's even more. But it is interesting because I think some people thought that maybe Tenet would sneak in there somewhere just to be it opened in cinemas at least, but I think there was quite a bit of backlash around that and it being too smart for its own good. And I haven't seen Mank or Trial, but I understand why Fincher and Sorkin are here. They're kind of like the when I when my throat gets dry, it sounds like I'm crying, but I'm not. They are the establishment, I guess. They've been in the industry a while. I was like, they both were nominated for Oscars, and I was like, what were they nominated for? And both for The Social Network, and Aaron Sorkin, of course, won for writing. But I'm so glad to see Emerald Fennell here. I think Promising Young Woman was going to be a tough sell to general people because in terms of the 3 female directed nominees, it's one of the most out there ones, but I do think it picked up a lot of steam, and I do think they were super smart to postpone its release in April, and of course for COVID reasons, but also to reposition it as a possible awards contender. And I am also super happy to see Carey Mulligan nominated in there for her performance. Again, haven't seen it yet. I think it comes out in the UK on February 12th, so next Friday. But yeah, I'm super excited to see that. Super excited to see One Night in Miami and Nomadland. I'm not sure what Nomadland's UK release is going to be, but I will watch it. As for reviewing all of these movies on my channel, I don't think I'll do that right away because I still want to, cover movies more in depth and cover movies from the past. And because all of these movies are coming out at once, I think what I might do is do some, 5 or 6 minute quick reviews of them, and then at a later date go more in depth. I kind of did that when Hustlers came out because I made a video right after, but I still went into quite a bit of depth there. But yes, I do have, other stuff in the pipeline that I'm working on, but I do want to talk about these movies. So maybe that'll happen soon. Yes, Helen, put more work on your shoulders. But yeah, I'm super happy to see, these just amazing directors here. And I'm super happy to see just more women directed films in general here. And I hope that this is a trend that continues through to the Oscars. The Independent Spirit Awards also had a high number of female directors in that category. Emerald Fennell and Chloe Zhao are also up for screenplay, which is really cool. Yeah. In terms of performances actors that I'm happy to see here, Riz Ahmed, I know, has been getting good reviews for Sound of Metal, which I also really want to see. Frances McDormand, as always, is just stunning and amazing. I haven't seen Pieces of a Woman. I don't know if I want to, but I hear Vanessa Kirby is really good. And I really liked her performance in The Crown a couple seasons back. So, whatever. The musical or comedy category is always just the more bonkers side of the Golden Globes, and it is no less so this year. I cackled when I saw that Hamilton got some nominations, because it's not a movie, it's a pro shot. They filmed this 4 years ago. I don't know. I just it wasn't original. Maybe if it was like an adaptation, if it was like a Les Mis or The Prom, if we're going to talk about this year's example. Again, I kind of get it because, like, you know, not a lot of movies came out this year. But at the same time, it wasn't that slim pickings. Tim laughed at me when I used that phrase earlier, but I'm a Midwestern gal and you can't take that away from me. But yeah, I guess I'm pleasantly surprised to see Borat 2 here. I'm happy to see Maria Bakalova being recognized, although a lot of people thought that she would be in the supporting actress category, but she's in lead actress here. Of course, super excited that Anya Taylor-Joy is here for her work in Emma. I love Emma, and I've reviewed it on this channel, so go check that out. But I adore this new version of Emma. It is wonderful. It's the last movie I saw in cinemas before everything shut down. But just the color palette was wonderful, and I hope that it does get some Academy love. I don't think it will in like the big categories, but Autumn de Wilde, another brilliant female director, she's a photographer originally, and you can totally tell in the way that she shoots everything and sets up shots, and the cinematography in Emma is amazing, and it probably won't get a nomination in that category, but I kind of hope it does. But it certainly should pick up some nominations in production design and costume design if the world is fair, like, at all. But yeah, I'm glad to see Emma represented here, even if it's just for Anya Taylor-Joy. And she's also a nominee for the Queen's Gambit, so I feel like, you know, the Globes nominate her because she's like a big name, and, you know, we want all the famous people there, although this year they won't be because COVID. Yay. Or at least they shouldn't be. There's other events in the world that should not be happening, but are worlds. If you follow my Twitter, you know how I feel about figure skating right now. Okay. I get that we have to have a musical in the musical or comedy category because we need to justify having it called being musical or comedy. But The Prom, I've seen the clips. I haven't seen the movie in full. I don't know if I want to. I feel like I'm going to be like physically cringing the whole time because I'm sorry, I really can't stand James Corden, and I know a lot of people love him, but he in particular has been getting a lot of flack for his performance as a homosexual. And, you know, Russell T Davies gave this interview a while back, and people criticized him for saying that only like gay people should play gay roles, and I just pointed to that performance as the reason why. Which, by the way, if you aren't watching It's a Sin, you definitely should, and I hope I get some Globes love next year. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people that I like for things that I've never heard of or seen. So, another one that's popped up a lot and got a lot of love is The Father with Anthony Hopkins and Olivia Colman. That one does not come out until March over here, so I don't know if I'll stick around to watch it. Maybe I will because I like Olivia Colman a lot, but we'll see. I am glad to see that Leslie Odom Jr. is in for One Night in Miami. Also, Lin-Manuel being in there for Hamilton is just Disney went for it and they bought it. So anyways, Palm Springs actually is one that I've heard quite a bit about. And I'm kind of interested in seeing, but again, there's a lot I need to see, and I'm going to be prioritizing the women directed films so I can judge them fairly. But yeah, are Reznor and Ross really on here twice for score? I guess they are. I'm sure Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross are nice people. However, as a fan of How to Train Your Dragon and the John Powell score that beat them in 2010, wait, no, they beat his score. In any case, they won an Oscar that they really shouldn't have. And the whole thing, who got nominated for Soul? Who got that nomination? Okay, they did include Jon Batiste in there. So the Globes did it. I don't know if the Oscars are going to do all three because they have a rule about teams and whatnot. I hope they do. So, yeah, we'll see about that. I'm losing my place here. Yes, other categories. Best song? Heard none of these, although there was so I'm also in the Eurovision fandom, and there was like talk that maybe Husavik would get a nomination in the original song category. I thought that was a far shot, and of course there's the semantics of, well, it'll only count if it was intended to come out in theaters originally before the pandemic hit, and the Eurovision movie was not, as much as Netflix is really trying for an Academy push there. I don't know if the Academy will buy it. If they do, I'll be a little bit disappointed. But anyways, animated feature film, a bit of a slim pickings year on this front as well. Although I have seen Soul. I liked it. There's quite a few problems with it, however. Mostly those having to do with some plot points that are similar to Get Out. The movie's been out for a while, but I don't feel like going into it too much. But I also, in terms of movies that I want to see, Wolfwalkers. I know I need to see that. I need to find out where it's streaming over here. And I didn't realize this. Over the Moon is in here. So good job, Gwen Keane. Yay. Foreign language film. I'm really disappointed that this is the only category that, is it Minari or Minari? The one that was there was some flack because it's an American film, but they stuck it in the foreign language category. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Minari. I am disappointed that it is only in the foreign language film category, and that Stephen Yeun, I don't believe he has a Best Actor nomination. No, he does not. And that is quite disappointing. And that is something that I don't like about the Globes, is that nominees for animated feature film and foreign language film are actually not eligible for the Best Picture categories. Way to, you are the Foreign Press Association, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. Hashtag duh. But that's all I want to talk about on the film side. Television. I wasn't sure if they were going to go for this because The Good Place wrapped up, so I think right when the Golden Globes aired last year. But that was such a good final season, and I'm kind of disappointed not to see it nominated here, especially because it got completely shut out for wins at the Emmys. And I haven't seen Schitt's Creek, but my sister really enjoys it. So maybe if I have a moment, I'll sit down and watch some of it. I do have to. Emily in Paris. This is like peak Golden Globe shenanigans here, because everybody freaking panned that show. And it's here. I'm pretty sure. Okay, Lily Collins got a nomination for this as well. I can't really. Ted Lasso is another show that I really, really want to watch, but I don't know if we can get Apple TV Plus over here. Maybe. But I freaking enjoyed those promos back in 2014 where this character originated, and I quite like Jason Sudeikis. He might be one of my favorite parts of Booksmart. Every part of Booksmart is my favorite part of Booksmart. But So one of my favorite moments in the entire movie involves his character. And right, they're not dating anymore. Now former Mr. Olivia Wilde. But anyways, yeah. So, The Crown. So we have to talk about The Crown. So I quietly acknowledge The Crown as my quote unquote trash TV. That's not to say it's like a bad show or anything, but it's a very well-made, expensive soap opera, which people like to look down on. That being said, the performances in this season were chef's kiss. They were amazing, particularly just Olivia Colman was amazing, but for my money, I think that Emma Corrin as Diana deserves the win here. I mean, like, you've got like all of your heavy hitters here in this category. You've got Jodie Comer for Killing Eve, and Laura Linney for Ozark. Who watches Ozark? Like, I swear to God, that's one of the shows that, like, the Emmys eat that up too. I guess I don't know if it has a fandom. Do people watch it? Do you watch it? Let me know. But it got like nominations for everyone, I guess. So, hooray! As I say, Mandalorian, not bad. Hoping it doesn't become the backdoor pilot for every other Star Wars series that they're planning in the future. But from what I saw of it, I quite enjoyed it. Not exactly on the Baby Yoda train yet, but we'll see. Glad to see that Kaylee Cuoco is still getting some awards love since Big Bang ended, and I feel like she kind of got pigeonholed into the role of Penny, but I'm glad to see her doing some other great stuff. The Great is also one that I'm fascinated by, and of course, Schitt's Creek. I don't know. I feel like they went really hard for this at the Emmys, and it won everything. And I'm sure it's great, but just like, I don't know. I like rooting for the underdog and whatnot. So yeah. What else? I think that's just about it. Supporting actress. Gillian Anderson's category to lose. Honestly, I like Helena Bonham Carter in The Crown, but she didn't have a lot to do this season. And Gillian Anderson, I feel like they probably would have put her in the lead actress category if they could. I don't know if there's a limit of 3 or not, but you know, she was so good. But yeah, that's kind of it for Golden Globes stuff. I don't know when the actual ceremony is going to be. I will probably not watch it live because it'll be on at like 1 a.m. over here. So I will probably watch it back, maybe, or watch some highlights. I care far more about the Oscars. Last year was the first time I didn't watch the Oscars live, which is real disappointing because I would have loved to stay up to see Parasite win everything. But yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. Usually every year there's like the one female directed movie that gains traction and is supposedly like the torchbearer for all the other ones that the Academy ignored. But 3 women directors were nominated by the Globes, guys, and all of the frontrunners are women directed. So I feel like it's going to be hard for the Academy to ignore. So this year, I don't think we'll see all 3 of Emerald Fennell, Regina King, and Chloe Zhao in the Oscars category. Regina King, I'm glad to see her branching out as a director, but I feel like she is going to be the one that doesn't get the Oscar nomination. Maybe. But I feel like the energy is strong for Promising Young Woman and for Nomadland. So yeah, hopeful for the Oscars. We'll see if the Eurovision movie manages to sneak in a nomination there. And we'll see if the Globes give animated feature to a film that is not made by Pixar. They did last year. So anyways, thank you guys for watching my stream and listening to some of my Golden Globes thoughts. As I say, The videos will be back to normal next week, so patrons can expect my review next Wednesday, the 10th, and it'll be live for everyone on YouTube on February 11th. And in the meantime, you can follow me on Twitter at HellenMarie95, on Instagram at HellenMarie_95. You can also follow my official Facebook page at facebook.com/HellenGroteHeissWriter. This was fun. I may do more of these in the future. We'll see. Maybe when the Oscar nominations come out. Who knows? But yeah, this is going to be a very interesting awards season, and I am excited to see what happens going forward. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, please. Remember to keep living awesome lives, and I will see you all next week. Bye.